Today, I explain what is time travel and fail-safe feature in Snowflake. This is the third video tutorial in Snowflake. After a long time, I loaded a third video tutorial. Sorry for that, but now I will load video tutorials on daily basis. So let's start. What is time travel and fail-safe feature in Snowflake? Before we start, let's take uh, some scenario in a relation database. Let's start with SQL Server. In SQL Server, uh, we created a table and insert the records and then update the records, also delete the records. Like for example, we perform a DML operations in table. Uh, these operations are performed on a business point of views on daily basis because we can delete the records, update the records, or insert the records. So according, for example, I insert some records and then we can delete the records. After that, we need to recover those records which are deleted. Then what we do? This is a big issue. We want to recover the data which we are deleted. So we we can perform a backup of the database on daily basis to recover the data which we are deleted, or we can create a backup tables to maintain the historical data of the main table. So these are the tasks we can perform in relation database for recovering of the data. Like we can create a backup of the database, or we can create a backup tables, backup of each tables. These tasks we can perform. Also, we can do the we can also do the snapshot applications. Like we can create a snapshot on daily basis if we if we perform some deletions in our data, or and we want to recover the data, so we can call the snapshot database to recover it. So these are the scenarios we can perform in uh, in relation database. So now we come under time travel. In time travel feature, this is the feature. If we perform some accidental deletions or intentionally deletions of records in a table, then we can recover the data in Snowflake. So this is a very important feature in Snowflake. Then how to restore the data if we are deleted. Like for example, if we deleted data in a tables, or we can delete the tables, schemas, or database. Then how to uh, how to recover these objects. So I explain all these things, how to recover, how to recover these objects in Snowflake. So let's start. So first I created a database. Database is created. Now I created a schema. Schema is created. Now what is data retention time in days? Data retention time in days uh, is a feature to is a feature in Snowflake. Then its value is from 1 to 90. We want to take a backup of the data from 1 day to 90 days in a enterprise edition of Snowflake. But in standard edition, data retention time is only 1 day. So you have to understand what is standard edition of Snowflake and what is enterprise edition of Snowflake. In standard edition, we have only 1 day retention time period, but in enterprise edition, we have a 90 days, the maximum 90 days data retention period. So you can understand which addition you have to use in a Snowflake. And so data retention time in days, so it is a keyword in a Snowflake. It means that uh, to indicate number of days you have to take the backup of the data, backup of the data. So maximum 90 days, minimum 1 day. So I take one. So data retention time is 1 day. Now I take 91. It gives the error because maximum 90 days uh, exceed maximum allowable retention time is 90 days. So this is the scenario. So I take it 90 days. By default, uh, data retention time is 1 day in Snowflake. So now I insert some records. Records are inserted. 10,000 records are inserted. So I copy the query ID. So total 10,000 records are inserted in orders table. So I inserted some more records, like for example 10,000 records are also inserted again in order table. So total 20,000 records in this table. So now we have three methods to uh, take the backup of the data, to fetch the backup of the data. First feature is before statement. Select historical data from a table up to but not including any changes made by the specified statement. It means that if we if we copy this query ID, first take this query ID. So I copy this query ID. It means that we fetch the records from this table before this execution of this query. So it gives 0 records because before this operations, we have no records in the in order table. So now we take the second query ID. It gives the 10,000 records. Before this performing this second insert query, I have a 10,000 records. Okay, I think we cannot perform this. Give me some time. Create a table, insert the records, copy the query ID, and again insert the records. Copy this query ID. Now paste this query ID. Now execute this query. It gives 10,000 records because before executing the second insert query, we have a 10,000 records in a table. The query ID of second query we place in this statement. It means that before executing the insert query of before executing the second insert query, then how many records in a table? It gives 10,000 records because before it means that before executing the second query, we have a 10,000 records in a table. Uh, this statement is before the we type a select start from table, and then before is a keyword before execution of particular statement. We take a bracket, type statement, indicate the arrow mark, and then paste the query id. This is we can perform the operation for fetching the historical data, or fetching also we fetching the historical data. We perform this type of uh, we can create this type of query. Also before we can also write a at means at current time. At when we execute this query, it gives the result 20,000 because at this statement total number of records in a table, it it given out the result is 20,000. Second, second is offset. We also indicate a keyword by using the offset. Offset indicate the number of seconds. It gives the minus 60 means 60 seconds before into 4 5. It given out 300 seconds. It means that before 5 minutes. If we type a 4, it give 4 minutes before. So historical data from a table as of 5 minutes ago. So I type a 5. Minus 60 into 5 means 300 seconds. It means that 5 minutes before. Offset is just like a indication of time in seconds, and at is given out the current time period. Current period, it means the current period. Before means a past, and at means a current. So you have to understand the keywords before, at, offset, statement. You have to understand these keywords. Then you have to easily understand what is data retention period, or a time travel feature in Snowflake. So third, we can also perform the time travel feature. Also fetch the historical data of table by using the uh, timestamp feature. So current timestamp is 13. So Monday 13th March. So I indicate a 9:38. So I take 9:36. Okay. So I execute this query. Uh, 1 minute. 9:38, 68. Okay. So we have a 20,000 records. So we go to 9:35. Then how many records are come? 20,000. Or we go 1 minute before, 9:34. It given out 10,000 records. So it indicates that At 9:34 we have a 10,000 records, but at 9:35 we have a 20,000 records. So we can fetch the historical data by using the timestamp feature also. Also, we indicate a before or at. At means a current period. Before means a past period. So you have to understand the keyword of before, at, timestamp, offset, statement. So now we go to uh, now we want to change the data retention time. Uh, at current, we have a data retention time is 90 days. Now we want to change the data retention time 80 days. So we just simply type a alter table, table name, set data retention time in days is 80 days. So this is the by writing this query, we can change the data retention period in Snowflake. So now we can uh, now we want to fetch the data historical uh, historical log historical log of Snowflake. Then what we do to show, I simply type show databases history. Now I execute this query. It given out the uh, historical uh, logs of databases, or also uh, historical logs of databases. Like for example, we have when we created a database, when well database is default, or database is default, or database is current, origin, where origin of the database. These two database are sample database which are provided by the Snowflake team. So you have to ignore this database. Uh, we consider this data, sales data. Uh, so this is the data. We have to like for example, we drop this databases, uh, drop this database. So it given out the time where we can where we delete this database, or and who is the owner of the database. All these informations are given out by using the show history databases. So schema history in sales, it means if we want to fetch the historical information of schema, we type a simple command, so space schemas space history in space in space and database name is sales. So I execute this command. It given out the information of schema information of all the schemas in a particular database. We take a sales database, so it given out three schemas: information schema, public schema, and sales market. uh, when we create a database, these two schemas are created automatically. I created a third schema which is sales market. It uh, is at current we use this schema, that's why its current is y. So all these informations are given out by using this command. So to cloning of the database. Cloning of historical objects, not I explain cloning of cloning feature in Snowflake. I just explain some basics information, how to create a cloning of historical data objects. Like we type a create or replace database name, clone, the data you the database you want to create a clone, and then type a before statement, and then type a query id. this will create a clone. Restored sales is a clone database whose reference to the sales database at this at the execution of before this statement. Another We can also create a clone of schema by clone of schema, historical schema actually. We can create a clone of historical schema, or we can create a clone of the schema at current period. Also we can create a clone of database before time of set, before the time of set, or at the time of set. So in time travel feature in Snowflake is only a 1 day. It cannot be greater than 1 day. So you have to understand that we have only a 1 day time period. Data retention time in days in temporary table is only a 1 day. So I type this and then execute this query. Yeah, when we type 90 days data retention time in temporary table, if this query is successfully executed. I don't know why this query is successfully executed. Because uh, in temporary table we have a data retention time is only a 1 day, not greater than 1 day. I simply so tables like so. Yeah, retention time is only a 1 day. I executed this query. Now I executed this query. It given out only one, because the data retention time of temporary table is only a 1 day, not greater than 1 day. If we execute this query in transient table, transient so the data retention time of transient table is only a 1 day. This query is successfully executed. Now I execute this query. It given out the error. It given out the error in transient table, but not in temporary table. I don't know why this has happened. But uh, if it give the error in transient table, so it definitely it gave error in temporary table also. I don't know why it not given out the error in temporary table, but according to my point of view, it given out the error. It will given out the error, but not give it. So this is the total. So this is the explanation of time travel feature in Snowflake. Also we can drop the tables by using this command. We can drop the table. Now now I drop out the table, but my manager say, why you delete this table, why you drop this table, we want this table in a live scenario, please recover this table. So I simply write this command, undrop table name. So we can recover this table by using this command. Also we can drop the database, undrop the database, drop the schema, and also undrop the schema. So now we understand what is fail-safe feature in Snowflake. Fail-safe feature, for example, In maximum data retention time is 90 days in Snowflake. After 90 days, then what we do I deleted the historical data, uh, and 90 days is completed. Then what we do to recover the data? Then this feature is introduced by the Snowflake, which is fail-safe feature. Uh, Fail-safe features period is 7 days. We can recover the data 7 days recover the historical data in Snowflake by talking to the Snowflake team. I We requested to the Snowflake team, please please recover my data because my data retention time is completed, or we can't created a data retention time in when we create a table. So I need a historical data. Please arrange my historical data within a time. Team Snowflake team provide the historical data to me. So we have a recovered data from we have a recovered data by this feature, but its duration is only a 7 days. We cannot recover the data 7 days before in a fail-safe feature. So this is the big difference between a fail-safe and data retention time. Time travel feature or the data retention period, we have we can manage these things in our end. But fail-safe feature managed by the Snowflake team, not me. We requested to the Snowflake team, then they recover the data and provide it to me. So this is the so now we just a small table. I explain time travel and fail safe period durations. So in permanent table, where I already explained, a time travel period is 1 day in standard edition, but in enterprise edition is 90 days, and fail safe period is 7 days. So total minimum we have a 7 days historical data, but uh, in his in a standard edition for permanent tables, and maximum is 8 days in standard edition. And for enterprise edition, we have a minimum 7 days period, 7 days historical data, and maximum 97 days historical data. For transient table, we have only 1 day time retention time travel feature in transient and temporary table. There is no fail-safe period for transient and temporary table. So you have to understand that we Snowflake team not provide a historical data by in a historical data in fail-safe period for transient and temporary table. So you have to understand these thing points before before creating the tables, before creating permanent tables, transient tables, or temporary tables. So you have to understand what is time travel and fail safe feature in Snowflake. Thank you, all of you. If you have any questions, please comment it. I will explain. I will try to explain in more deeply way. Also, uh, in the next session, I explain what is a clone, and how to create a clone in Snowflake, and what are the advantages of clone, and why this feature is introduced in Snowflake. So this is overall tutorial. Also, in like operator, uh, if you have I will explain also if I uh, cover important topics of Snowflake. After that, I explain each and every keyword uh, in Snowflake. Also, some basic keywords which are using in SQL language. I also explain these keywords. Like for example, like operator. Like operator is used for searching of data within a, particular pattern, like for searching the data for a particular pattern we use the like operator. So I explain in more concise way like operator, but in later session I explain all these keywords in more deeply way, so you have to understand this. Thank you all of you. Also, subscribe my channel if you like my video. So like my video or understand all these points. So please click on like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you.